Hello YouTube, Sam Bob here of Sam Bob's YouTube channel. Welcome back to the channel, or should I say, it's good to be back. It's been a while since I actually put anything out, and I've kind of been lurking in the shadows, so to speak. And I figured I'd come back, show a few more videos of the games I'm playing. It's mainly still of the survival and RPG kind sandbox games. Obviously, you know, guys, from Zion time, and some of you watched my Minecraft videos. They weren't that successful, but some of the guys that watch those videos like them. So, but I thought, you know what, there's nothing better than starting on a new chapter than starting a brand new game. So, as you can see in front of us, we have a game called Planet Explorers, which is from an indie developer. You can get it on Steam as early access. It's in alpha, and the developer goes by the name of, I believe it's Pathea or Pathea, something along those lines. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but nevertheless, it is an open-ended kind of a play on 4X minus the space. You can kind of build your own thing, Minecraft style, with the blocks and voxels and things like that. But you can also manage colonies, do farming. You can mine, you can build, and they have an in-game tool that allows you to actually make items, vehicles, objects that your character can use, such as swords, guns, cars, helicopters. Things like that. So I figured what I'm gonna do is I might do a playthrough of this game, because it does have a single player, and that single player is you do get a story mode, which obviously there's a beginning and an end, and you can play through that, and it is quite a lengthy story. But I figured what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a few tutorial videos on some of the things that you can build with the creation tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the build side of the game, which is kind of like creative, if you want to talk about or compare it to Minecraft. So basically you have unlimited unlimited resources, unlimited tools, that kind of thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a character, just something silly basic. You can see a lot of this is hardly anything at the moment. It is alpha. So please do expect bugs. I haven't encountered many bugs since I've played. I've only played a few hours of it, but I've not really seen that many bugs or anything like that, so it's not doing bad. Oh, we like a nice goatee. Let's give ourselves some hair. That kind of looks a bit like me-ish. Not quite as good looking though. There we go, and you can't really do anything else. I can't see anything changing there, so that's fine. So let's give this dude a name, and let's create. Let's have a look. We can create a seed. We can create a biome. Now for the, I think we'll stick with grassland. It's kind of the biome that you start on in the story. So, and let's see if it is dry, and let's leave it as that, and let's just see what happens. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tutorial on how to create your own car, vehicle, dune buggy, whatever you like. And I'm going to show you the very basics on how to go about getting it up and running. Obviously, if you're playing this legitimately through the story mode, then you will obviously have to gather the materials, gather all of the resources needed to craft these pieces of equipment that you'll need to put your together. So we're in the game now. As you can see, it's quite a beautiful, pretty game. I'm quite impressed with it. It reminds me a lot of EverQuest Next, EverQuest Landmark, which is, I'm playing quite a lot of that at the moment. Yeah, so let's just find ourselves a nice well, I don't think we're going to find a level place, a level terrain here, so we'll just sit at the top of this hill here. Okay, so once I do my walkthrough, or my playthrough should I say, I think that's when we'll go through all the basics of the game itself and everything else. But for now, you can see the little menu here. Missions, items, creation system, replicator, handheld PC, and colony. We're going to create the creation system here. We're going to click the creation system button here. And as you can see, it brings us into what looks like an editor, and that's exactly what it is. It's got a little grid here with all the directionals clearly pointed out there, so you can see in what direction you want to build your object. Now what we're going to do is we're simply going to go over to the Create tab right at the top left here. It's going to give you a drop down menu, and you get equipment like such as sword, a shield, a gun, vehicle, so that's your cars, things that require wheels, aircraft, helicopter, battleship, and a boat. Okay, and object, I'm guessing, is just kind of any object that, like an inanimate object, a chair for example. So we're going to go with a carrier vehicle, and we're going to take I think we'll go small to start with. So that's the front there. Okay, so as you can see at the moment, I'm dragging this around with my right mouse button. Just hold it down and you can just drag and rotate the camera like that, up and down all axes, which is great. And left click is your selection button, so that doesn't do anything with the camera, it just allows you to make selections. Middle mouse button allows you to pitch or move the whole camera around, obviously keeping it though looking at in one direction, whereas that turns everything around. That just allows you to move up and down, left and right. Okay, so what we want to do first of all is you can see these tabs here. On the left hand side you've got parts, material, paint, decal, effect and ISO. I'll explain what those are shortly. What we're going to do is we're going to click on a vehicle cockpit. Okay, you will always need a vehicle cockpit or some other driving seat for your character to actually sit on and operate it. Now this gives you kind of an idea of the scale of the vehicle that we're going to create. Okay, and so you kind of want to just position it. I'm going to position it about that. Well, I'm going to position it off for now, and I'll show you why in a second. If you have an item like this, or when you do your own materials, you'll be able to see, to deselect you just press right click and that will deselect and make your cursor free. What we're going to do now is we're going to click material, and I'm just going to stick with default aluminium or aluminum, depends where you're watching this video from. And we can kind of see the scale and the size of this cockpit. And what I want to do is I want to create a base for it to sit on. So I'm just not really basic, I'm just going to get that little square there, and I'm just going to click, hold and drag, and I think that's about right, and I'm just going to let go. Okay, when you let go, it's not going to just disappear. What it's going to now allow you to do is move it up or down. So this creates a thickness. Okay, now if you want to keep it as 1, then you just click again. If you want to make it thicker, you just go to the desired thickness, and you then click, and then it's done, and it pastes it. Okay. What I like about this is when it does create your material, as you can see, I've missed one line there. It bevels the edges, which make it look kind of nice. So I'm just going to do is make a line there by left click and hold, and then drag it across to the spot, and then I'm going to, obviously it's going to want me to decide if I want to create a thickness. I'm not going to, I'm just going to click, and there we are, done. So that's that, and I'm going to right click to get rid of that material out of my cursor. I'm then going to go back to the parts menu here. I'm going to pick that up, and in the bottom right corner here you can see a selection tool, a movement tool and a rotation tool. I'm going to click the movement tool, and you can see now it gave me some of these cursors or directional arrows that I can use to then move this into place just by dragging and holding onto the corresponding direction. And that looks pretty good to me, and I'm just going to take it up 1. I think there we let's just see what happens if I take it up again. Oops. 1, 2. I think, yeah, let's leave it there like that. Okay, cool. So now what we need to do is we've now got a cockpit or a chair for our dude to sit on. We're going to go up to parts and we're going to filter now. So we're on the parts tab and you can see where it says type and all. We're just going to click on that. We've got a cockpit, we've got side seats so you can carry friends because this is a multiplayer game. And I'm going to want an engine. Okay, and since we're in kind of like creative mode, I am just going to take the best items we possibly can. And again, I'm just going to try and line this up into what looks like a central position, I think. Let's have a look. Does that look about right? I think it needs to go across a bit more. I think I went too far that time. That's right. That's perfect. That's bang on that. So I'm going to leave it in that position. I'm just going to raise it up a little bit so I can get underneath it. And what we're going to do is go back to materials again with the default aluminium, and I believe it was 4 in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Like so. I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm just going to bring that out again now, right up to here. And let's just see what that does. See what that gives us there. Okay, we're a bit too high there. Lovely. It's gone through a little bit, but that's no problem. That's okay. That's no problem. And then I'm just going to take this back a little bit and try and set it into the cockpit, if that makes sense. There we go. Perfect. And I can actually get rid of that now. Let's just create the... So you can click the brushes here. On the bottom left, you've got a brush here. This is the cursor. And this is like a selection tool. You've got your pencil tool. It just creates a 1 pixel thick. You got your cube and your angles, your spheres and your cylinders. So I'm just going to create get the selection tool here, and I'm just going to drag, and I'm just going to delete it with the delete key on the keyboard, and that'll do for now. Again guys, this is just a basic tutorial, so there's not going to be anything in terms of aesthetically pleasing, or I'm not going to build a sports car or anything like that just yet. Eventually, but not just yet. So what we're going to do now then is we now need to obviously put some wheels on, and we also need a power source. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend this back out to another square here. Whoop, I've got the wrong selection there. I'm just going to press Ctrl Z and that would undo it. Just get the square there, got the wrong brush attached. Okay, and this time I'm going to raise it up just a little bit, like so. There we go. You can see it all bevels and it all joins in, it all looks kind of neat and tidy. And what we're going to do is go to parts, click on the fuel cell. You need a fuel cell. This is obviously what powers the craft. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on, and you can see there that it's not in the right position at all. I'm going to put it on across that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the rotate button, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. There we go. There we go. Perfect. 90 degrees. So we know that's now square. And that's alright. So we're going to pop this into position here. And I want to bring that across just a little bit. Make it a bit more. I think if we take it one more that way, and now we're going to take it up, just set it in. Just set it in like that. Let's just get where it looks okay. Well, that will do. That's fine. Okay, lovely. So what we're going to do now is go to our materials, and we need a place to put our wheels. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm just going to take the aluminium and I'm going to create it up to here. and I'm just going to build up there to the same length as that post we just created, like so. And then here I'm just going to build that up to there, like so, just to the top there. So I'm going to click here, and now we're going up, and I think what we might do is just go, that's okay, and we'll leave that as is, that's alright. Okay, and again we're going to want one at the front, so I'm just going to make this 3 wide, and then I'm just going to make it up by 6, so 3 wide by 6. Let's take it up to there. I think we're okay. Alright, cool. So we have an engine, as we can see here. We have a cockpit for us to sit in. We have a fuel cell. We just need some wheels now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, I'll get a different colour this time, just to, let's just make it gold. What we're going to do is we're going to measure out, in fact we'll just do it in the corners here just to make it easy. We'll take the pencil, I'm just going to click, and I'm just going to click like that, and it makes like a little point there for it to sit on. And these will be for obviously the wheels. And again, I'm just going to, in fact I might put it there actually, next to it. So we'll do it there. So that's 1, 2. Let's have a look. It's 1, 2. So let's just count up these little squares. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lovely. So they are, or it looks to be, they are level. I'm just going to put one in this top corner here. That's 1 and 2. Okay. So we can right click that and deselect it. Now we just need some wheels. So we've got a couple of wheels here. So this is the right wheel. So we can put on a wooden wheel, which looks like this. We can put on a rubber tyre that looks like that. It's a bit more fitting. A large rubber tyre, which, yeah, or motorbike tyres. And I think it's going to be the rubber tyres. So what we're going to do is just put down one. We're going to click on it, and we're going to come over to this inspector bar here, and you can see that it's rubber tyre. Select the type. Now it's asking you to select what direction or what side of the vehicle this tyre belongs to, and it should, if you can see here, belongs to the right tyre. Okay, so, and we're going to make it a steering tyre. Oops, I want to make it a steering tyre. There we go. And what we're going to want to do now is try and get this into position. So we can look at it from multiple directions. I think that's just about right there. I need to bring this right down. And you can see that looks pretty dead on. So what we're going to do is just pop it in. And we're going to leave it like that. Okay. Okay. So we need to make that thing. We need to do that. Oh, I click apply, sorry. There we go. So actually we need to make this in a bit more. Okay. Possibly we might need to make that a little bit, those bars a little bit bigger. We'll see. We'll see. So let's pop this down. Right click, right, apply. Okay, and let's just jump over this so we can see. Okay. And we can see that we're just off a little bit. go. And down a bit more. And then in. Now this isn't a steering tyre. I suppose you could make this a steering tyre if you wanted, but we'll just stick with a front wheel steering at the moment. So this should, by default, put another one in there as well, be on the left side. I want to make it a steering tyre. I'm going to apply that. Okay, and we're just going to get this into position. So you can see there that we are kind of far off, so it's down. And still a bit more. There we go, so that should be about right. I think we're in there. I think we'll leave it like that. Okay, last one. And let's just get this into position. There we go, and a little bit more. I think we are perfect there, so let's just move that into there. And I think I might need to pull that out just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, cool, so we've got everything. So technically now we should be good to go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to go down to the bottom right here once you're happy with your creation, and you can see here that there is a bin, save, I'm guessing load, and there's another one here that is export. So we are just going to, I think it's this one, save. So save ISO. So I'm not sure what ISO means. I'm sure I could find out, but I'm guessing it's just a file type or an abbreviation for whatever this vehicle is stored as in the game, such as data. So we're just going to do this as tutorial car. You give it an author, so same Bob001, because you can share these with other people. So we'll just put in test. And what you want to do is you want to then kind of get your vehicle in a position where you can tell what it is, and click capture. That'll give it an icon for in-game, and then click save. You'll get that the current ISO saved successfully. Perfect. Now that doesn't mean anything, that just means it's saved, so you can access that plan, that creation, in this creation tool again. To be able to access this in-game, you want to then click export, bottom right icon, and you can see here all the materials that it's going to cost if you were to do this in the normal game. You see the durability, the fuel, all the little stats. Now if this vehicle was not complete, because these are the bare minimum things that you need to make this vehicle work, there are other things you can put on there like guns and things like that, and lights and all sorts, but to this is the basics that you need to get it to work. If there was something imperative that needed that was required to make the car work and it wasn't present, it would tell you here. It would show you in this export creation little box. It would tell you that there is something missing or that it's not right, and it won't work. So it will tell you kind of what's missing. But we're okay, we've done. So let's click export, and you'll see creation exported successfully. Enjoy. Okay, so now we can press escape, and we'll leave. And to access it, you click I for your inventory. Usually scroll down to page 4 here, and you can see it's right there, tutorial car. And all you do is you left click, hold, and drag the icon onto the main game, onto the terrain, and you walk up to your vehicle, and you can click with your cursor, just hover over and click E. There you go, you can see that we're in, and it's just normal WASD controls. So there we are, and you can see it's kind of a bit fast, so it's not turning very well, and I'm assuming that's because we've not really gave it much much in the way of steering freedom. So let's just explore it for a little while and see what we can do with this thing. hole there, massive hole there. Ooh, boom. It does obviously have a durability, so you can break it, and it will stop working. Your fuel will run out in your fuel cells, so just be mindful of that. But yeah, it's pretty good fun, and this is kind of the basic things that you can build really with this with that creation tool. It's a car, a vehicle. It's really simple, really easy to make, and it's pretty damn fun as well. And apparently I've just killed myself. So that seems like an ideal time to wrap up this tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, then a like or a share is absolutely appreciated, and I'll be definitely making some more tutorials very, very soon. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.